Hello everyone, I'm Komang Josuharyadi, and now I will explain about three topics in business English class. So the first topic is meeting key terms, the process of the meeting, and then opening a meeting and giving and responding to the opinions. Let's we jump to the first topic, process of the meeting. There are 6 steps in the process of the meetings. The first one is invite participants to propose points for the agenda. It is important to invite participants to propose item or point or points for the agenda. Next one is drawing up the agenda. Drawing up the agenda is usually the responsibility for the secretary or the chair. And then opening the meeting. In opening the meeting, the chair will let the participant to go through the 10 minutes of the preparation of the previous meetings. And then the chair will start the discussion. And during the discussion, participants make a recommendation and proposal in order to solve problems. And after the discussion start, and then the participant make recommendation and proposal, the next step is any other business or AOB. This this step will give the participants the opportunity to raise other issues, but not included in the main agenda. And then after any other of business, the next step is close the meeting. So the chair will close the meeting at the closed meeting. Okay, now let's move to the next topics with opening a meeting. So in opening a meeting, there are some expression that can you use to starting to welcome and introduction, to apologize, to define the object, to introducing the agenda, to the minutes. So now let's we start for the expression for the starting the meeting. Some expression that can be used is let us get down to the business. Okay, shall we make a start? Right, let's begin. And then for the expression of welcoming and introducing. Welcome everybody. Firstly, I'd like to introduce, and then I'd like to start by welcoming everybody. I don't think everyone knows. And then the next expression is for apologies for absence. So the expression that we can use are I'm afraid that I cannot be with us today because I'm sick, for example. And then I have received apology for absence from Baruch because he is sick. That's for example. Now the expression for defining the objectives. The the first one is our objective today is to discuss about our plan, for example. The next one is I've called this meeting to look at the question of Baruch, for example. And then by the end of this meeting, we should have something, for example. Now for the introducing the agenda. The first expression is, have you all seen a copy of the agenda? And then, okay, as you can see from the agenda, there are 4 items, for example. And then I suggest we follow the agenda. And then the last, is there any other business? Now the expression for the minutes. So the first one is Pablo will taking the minutes. And the next one is Jack, can you could you take the minutes? Beside this, we have another expression for process and roles, length of meeting, and for the begins of the meeting. So the expression that we can use in process and roles are first one is I suggest we go around the table first. Then I'd like to hear what everyone thinks before we make a decision. And then firstly, I'd like to give you a little more background. And perhaps I should start by outlining my view on this. And then the last of process and roles is Mr. Roberto is going to take us through point one. Now, for the next is the expression that we can use in the length of meeting. First one is would like to finish by 3 o'clock. And then the meeting is scheduled finish at 10 o'clock, for example. And the next one is we are short of time. So can I ask you to be brief? Next one, can we keep each item to 15 minutes? That's about the expression that we can use in the length of meeting. Now for the beginning the meeting. The first expression that we can use is so the first item on the agenda is discuss about the hotel, for example. And then next one is all right, let's start with the discussion of our restaurant, for example. And the next one is Mr. Brooke, could you introduce this item? And the last one for the beginning of the meeting is James, would you like to start with the first point? So these are the several or some expression that can we use in the opening in meeting in a different term. Okay, now let's we move to the giving and responding to the opinions. So there are some expressions that we can use to asking opinions and then to involving people, commanding and then comment to the support and focus. So for the first one is for the asking for opinion, the expression that we can use is what do you think? What are your thoughts about this? And then what is your opinion about this? For the involving people, we can use we haven't heard from you yet, Brooke. And then can we hear what Julie has to say? And then Lulu, you are very quiet. Would you like to comment? And then for recommending someone. And then I think we should discuss about this one or another one for the example. And then why don't we discuss about this, for example? And then maybe we could. And the last one is how about we discuss about this, for example. And now the expression for comment to support focus. The first one is that's a great idea. And then yes, it might work. And then possibly yes, but I not agree with that, for example. And then the last one is I'm not sure about that. Then to the these are the expression if you respond to the someone's opinion. So as we can see here, this is some part of the agreement. For example, you agree, fully agree, your part agree, and you are disagree with someone's or something. Let's we start with the agreement. Now, the first one is agreeing with someone. The expression that we can use to agreeing with someone, the full agree is first one, I totally agree with you. And then I completely agree and absolutely. For agreeing to something, we can use the expression like I can agree to that, and then I support that, and then I'm in favor of that. Now, when we have a part agreement of someone or something, we can use this expression. The first one is agreeing with someone. I see what you are saying, but it shows that you are part agree with someone. The next one is to a certain extent I agree, but and you might be right, but so it shows that you are half agree with these people or someone. And then to something we can use that I can partly agree to that, but and then it might be right, but and then I'm not totally convinced because so if you all half agree with something you can or someone you can use those expression for next one is disagreement. So when you disagree with someone or something opinion you can use this expression. For the first one of agreeing someone is I totally agree with you, and then I don't agree, and then I'm not sure. For the next one is disagree for something. So we can use I'm afraid I can agree to that. And then I can't support that. And then I'm against that because those are the expression of disagreement to someone or something. Now we will discuss about the disagreement in the diplomatic language. So there are three rules in diplomatic language disagreement. So the first one is would, could, and may are less direct. So it's not directly to explain something using would and could. The second one is understand by adding a little and a bit. And then the third one is avoid negative words and use not very plus positive word. For example, like I'm not very like with this or with that. You can use not very beside of a negative word. Now for the expression, for the strong expression or neutral expression or weak expression of responding to the opinions. For the strong opinions that I'm convinced that, and then I'm sure that for the natural expression, I feel that, in my opinion, as I see it. For the weak expression is I tend to think that, and then I would suggest that, then it might be the case that these are the expression to giving the opinions using the strong expression, neutral, and weak expression. And I think that's all about my presentation. So thank you for watching.